Hey, good morning, everybody. What's going on? And welcome back to the channel. Today's April 25th, and I got some more NBA player props for y'all here today on PrizePicks. Guys, if y'all are new to PrizePicks, use this promo code right here down below. Go get yourself signed up. Get that first deposit instantly matched up to $100. All right, guys. So, super quick recap of yesterday. Went 2-2 again. Man, I feel like we've just been shooting 50% for a few days now. Rui Hachimura didn't get there on his PRA. And, dude, Rui only played 8 minutes in the first half. I don't know what was going on, but the dude's been playing like 13, 14 minutes at least in the first half. And last night he plays 8 minutes. So crazy there. Pushed the rebounds with Tillman. Jimmy Butler, we hit that clean under his 12.5 RA. And then Drew Holiday didn't get us there. And I went and did it that time because y'all... in the chat, I think it was Hayes 4019, username Hayes 4019 told me, don't touch Drew because Giannis is back. Don't be a hero. And I said, nope, someone has to do it. I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna do it. He said, don't do it. Don't be a fool. I went and did it anyways, and I pulled the trigger on it and shot myself right in the foot. That's not exactly how the conversation went in the comments, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So, I took the L there. So, good looking out for me. I was just too foolish for my own good. So today we got 3 games on slate. We'll take a look at the first one. Try not to waste too much time. We got Atlanta at Boston. DeJounte Murray's out. This should be a blowout to close out the series for Boston because DeJounte Murray has been carrying this Atlanta Hawks team. Okay, so what we're going to look at first for this one, and like I said, I'm going to try and get through these really quick and not hold y'all. Oh, also, Jay McGain hit another one in the comments last night. He went Max Strus under 21.5 fantasy score. This dude, Max Strus, finishes with -2 fantasy score. And I don't know about, Mr. Jay McGain, I think should be able to double his money just for the simple fact that the man went in the negatives. You could not have made a better call on a prop on an under than a dude going negative on fantasy score. So, hats off to you once again, Mr. McGain. So, first prop here today. I think we're going to be looking at Bogdanovic here, Mr. Bogey. I think this is a pretty safe one. Not safe. Like I said, it could be a blowout, but I'm going to look at his full game fantasy score right here. He like I said, he should get heavier minutes than what he's been getting because DeJounte Murray's out. I think they're going to start him. This isn't one of my favorite ones just because we don't know if they are going to start him or not. So, we just don't know here. But like I said, he should get heavy minutes without Murray. He's hit this with Murray in it. So, I don't mind this play right. This is going to be my favorite play from them at least. I think Bogey, it's one of those where you can't really look at a history too much because he hasn't played that many games without DeJounte Murray. But it's just kind of one of those contingent things that you look at. It's situational basketball. The situation is Murray's out. I think this is a good spot right here for Bogey to come out and kind of show out how he's been doing. We just got to be aware of this potential blowout. Okay, so that's going to be the first one over his fantasy score. Other side of the ball, it's going to be a first half because, like I said, I'm really afraid the Celtics are going to carry this thing away pretty quick. It's going to be first half. We're going to look at Marcus Smart. It's going to be his 15 first half fantasy score. We take Marcus Smart before, I believe, on his PRA, and he hit for us. Like I said, this should be a blowout, man. And, he's hit this three of the last 4 games, just barely went under on one with 14.6. Like I said, no DeJounte Murray. I think he's able to clear this in the first half, so I like this spot for him. So that's going to be the second pick right here. Marcus Smart over his first half, 15 fantasy. So for the next game, we're going to be looking at Minnesota traveling over to Denver. Denver's looking to close out this series as well. And we got a 9.5 spread in favor of Denver, 221 over under. And we're going to go right back to where we went before. And it's going to be Cat. And we're going to look at his rebounds, full game. And I think last time we hit it at 8.5, but they have it at 9 now. It's fine. I like the push potential. Like I said, he goes over this all but once, just falls right under with 7. They're looking to stay in this thing just as much as Denver's looking to close it out. So I like this spot for Cat. He should get heavy minutes even if they're down bad. So, and also just as a little extra prop to throw in for this game that I think y'all should be aware of is Anthony Edwards' fantasy score. This dude's fantasy 47.5. He has been dropping 60 pieces for the last 3 games, so we'll just throw that in there as well. Over 47.5 fantasy score. I mean, we are back at Denver, but he's hit it once at Denver, so I like that spot for him as well. Next, on the other side of the ball, is going to be back in the first half category. We're kind of bouncing around today, but it's going to be Bruce Brown. I couldn't find too many Nuggets props that I loved, but it's going to be Bruce Brown. First half points. Seems like a safe spot. He's barely hit this last 3 times, but hit nonetheless. You're going to take the over there, and if we just take a quick look at this, he's actually hit this in 11 straight games. In the first half, 11 straight games, he's hit no less than 6. So, we did this with De'Aaron Fox and took the under in his first half, and he absolutely killed it and went over. So be aware that the fact that we're taking the under or the over, he's probably going to have, negative 50. But I think this is a good spot for him anyways. To go over, you just kind of continue what he's been doing. Like I said, we've got plenty of receipts here against the Wolves. Give me at least another 6 in the first half. So I like that spot for him. All right, next game. We are going to look at Norman Powell, and also, we'll just hop into it. Yeah, so for the Clippers, we're going to take a look at Norman Powell. And some people may not be too fond of this play. It's going to be a full game. And, the Clippers are going back to Phoenix. And I'm taking Norman Powell's. I'm going to take his 35.5 fantasy. I'm going to take the under here. Yes, I'm going to take the under. I took his over a couple games ago. He didn't hit for me. He pissed me off. I'm taking the under on his fantasy score. The Suns are back at home looking to close this thing out. And the Suns are, like I said, they are looking to close this out. The Phoenix Suns do not want to screw around and have Kawhi Leonard come back into this series. They are looking to put a dagger in this thing right now. And Powell's hit this number 3 times in a row to finish the season. So this is just like playing 30 minutes. But he hit this number 3 times in a row, like to finish the season out. But before that, he did not hit this number for, before that he went under 12 of 14 times. 12 of 14 games, he did not go over this before that. So, and also just to tack on to that, and if we look at just the last 30 games against this small forward position, fantasy points, Phoenix is number 1, allowing the least fantasy points to the small forward position. So just to tack on to that. So, and also, guys, I'm sorry, but I don't have any Suns props. That's also kind of why I threw Anthony Edwards in there, just to make it, an even 6. So, the Suns, I think it could just go either way. I don't. If I had to pick a Suns prop, though, I will say this: if I had to pick it, it would be Kevin Durant's first half PRA. And this is honestly just because he's been the most consistent with it out of everyone's first half props. You see, he doesn't go over it by much, so I don't absolutely love it. But, if I were to give one out for the Suns, it would be Kevin Durant over 20.5 first half PRA. So real quick recap on these. We're going to go Bogey over his 26.5 fantasy score, Marcus Smart over his first half 15 fantasy score, Cat over 9 rebounds, Anthony Edwards over his 47.5 fantasy score, Bruce Brown over his 5.5 first half points, and Norman Powell under his 35.5 fantasy score. So, let me know what you guys think about these, if I should steer clear of any of them. Probably too hard-headed to change my mind anyways. But if I had to pick my favorites out of these, it's probably going to be, I think Cat's a safe bet with his 9 rebounds. And I think Marcus Smart's a safe bet with his over first half fantasy score, especially with DeJounte Murray out. I think those two are my favorite, Cat and Marcus Smart. So let me know what you guys think about these. Hey, keep slapping that like button. Sub to the channel if you're new, and stick around and see what we got coming. Playoffs are getting fun, man. Playoffs are getting fun. We're almost into round 2, so we're going to keep them pumping. All right, later, guys. Thanks.